So this next step is we're going to do is I'm going to demonstrate React. And what does it mean when you do imperative? Now, if you recall, imperative is the step breakdown, step by step with it. So if I asked you to change a flat tire, I said earlier with it, you would give me step number 1. You know, put it in park. Number 2, brake, pull your handbrake. Number 3, get your lug nut wrench out, unscrew, you know, step-by-step cookbook. That's imperative way of programming with it. So I'm going to come over here. Remember this right here? Is that what we have? This is what we currently have. Right, let me just move this over here so we can actually have a little bit more room with it. So what I like to do is come on over here, and there are a couple of shortcuts. I don't know why my keyboard's kind of sticking with it. Maybe I need a new keyboard with it, but a couple of keystroke I think you need to know will be really helpful with it. The first one is if you want to bulk comment out something with it, if you hold down, this is for a PC, if you hold down Control K and the letter C, oops, not like that, Control Z, you need to know. So for some reason when I do this on my keyboard, maybe it's the old keyboard, trying to get it back here. Okay. So I want to comment out. There's a couple ways you can do this. One, of course, you can bulk comment it with a / and an asterisk, right? And that would actually block that until this part right here. So we just kind of hide that with it as well, so we don't see that with it. The other one's a / with it. This case, here's what I want you to do. I want you to create H1. Let's do. Hi folks, this is next segment is I want to demonstrate to you is how React can be what's called imperative type of programming with it. And I'm at my index. This is our basic skeleton that I have here with you right now with it. But I'm going to jump to, if you can click on your index.js, your JavaScript file, which is a blank file with it. And I'd like you just to type with me. We're going to make some declaration of H1. Make an H1 out of it, and then we're going to do a document with it. Let me give you some space so you can see. Move this out of the way here. Document dot create elements here, and the create elements I want you to. We're going to create. It's called an H1. Put that in our parameter of that inside our quotes. Come to the, and then we're going to do an H1. I can't type today. This H1, we're going to actually create this element of H1 with it. We're going to call this the text element, text content of it. Tab equal, and then we have, let's put a string in here. So let's just say this is an imperative way to program. All right, with it. So that's one thing we're going to do, and then I'm just going to do document, use this document, get element by ID, this one right here, and where I want to put this, I'm going to put this at the root right now, hit enter with it. So Control S, I want to save this with it, right? Now I still have to get this information out of this right now with it. So one of the things that if you look at this with it, this is just a basic straight through JavaScript with it, right? So as of right now with it, if I did this right now, it's not going to give me anything to the screen because I'll tell you why. This particular, let's dissect the syntax here. If you recall in programming, the right equal sign means the right hand side. This is the object that you're using is the document, and the method that you're using is the create element with it. So inside of the argument you're passing across is the element is H1 with it, and it's assigning to a constant of this H1. If you notice, I highlight this H1 in line 9. It highlights the H1 with it. So that becomes an object. You just keep created an object, a variable, constant, an identifier to be exactly with it, to become an identifier with it. So H1, you put a dot syntax after it and becomes assigning to a text content. Whatever you put on the right hand side in a literal is the quote with it. It's assigned to the left hand side. Now right now you're taking this document, you're getting the element by ID and you're putting in the root with it. it's not gonna I'm gonna save this thing. As you can see, our right hand side browser, nothing comes about it with it as well. What I need to do is I need to append it. So I need to come in right here. I need to do what's called h1 dot class name, which is this right here, this method of class name. I'm going to actually have to append it to I'll give this what's called a header with it, and then I need to do a dot append h1 in here with it. So once I've done this, Control S saves it. This is an imperative way of programming with it. It allows me to actually output to the screen. So this is just a demonstration how imperative programming with it. I'll break down the syntax with it, but the key thing is to understand how imperative works with it versus what's called declarative with it. Now remember how I talked to you about the difference between the two? Imperative is a step-by-step breakdown of the task with it. And this is a typical step-by-step breakdown of the task for you to see. Alright, I'm going to conclude this video right here. I'm going to stop this right here. This is what you need to do, is take the screenshot for this assignment. Stops right here. Take this screenshot, this whole screenshot for me, including your ID, your browser with it as well. I need to see the index and show this on your browser as well. Okay? Make sure you have both of them on there as well.